from the land of the Irish Spring. Dublin's the place where I learned my thing. From the Emerald Isle to your place in the hood, I'm the man of green, come to do no good. Left in the hood, come to do no good. Left in the hood, come to do no good.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? How you guys doing tonight? Today, where we're from in this beautiful world. And I want to welcome you all to another Beer and Cheese Tuesday. It is an Irish theme, I guess Irish beer style. It could even be a label with leprechaun on it and have nothing to do with Ireland. I don't care. Lucky Charms Sour, who cares? But yeah, this is that day. We missed it last week, so I want to welcome my panel here. I got Miscellaneous Brew Reviews.
Cheers.
Bumpy Road Brewery. East Coast LQ Reviews. And Beer Man. And anyone else that pops up has a link in the back. You are more than welcome. Just bring an Irish cheese and an Irish or something similar to an Irish cheese, I guess. Beer as well. So, all right, and welcome to the chat as well. Let's go over there real quick. Got Cheryl in the house. Cheers to you, Cheryl. Good to have you here. All right, let's start this up. Let's get Miscellaneous.
Yeah, I had trouble locating an Irish cheese, and then Bumpy's like, "Why didn't you just buy Kerrygold?" And I was like, "Oh shit."
Oh.
Or paying that much attention. So Beerman gave me a pass. I do have a Irish themed beer, but no, I got this cheese here from Beamster. They're out of the UK. This is their Royal. It's a 4-month aged North Holland Gouda. Sweet, nutty, aged 4 months. That's about it. It's pretty damn spendy. $7.69 for 5.3 ounces. Jeebus. There's the cheese. It had this big rind on it. It's pretty dry, so I cut a little bit of that off. You could still kind of see that dry discoloration there on the edge.
Yeah.
It's a little funky. Anyways, yeah, I got something here from Southern Tier. Comes in at 5.8%. This is their Irish cream stout. So, I don't know, savory aged cheese with they call it a cream stout. It's probably just a milk stout. So, why not? I figured it might play out pretty good. Sweet and savory. I don't know. I haven't had this product either, so you pour it up. Definitely a brown beer. So it's like root beer color on the pour. Maybe lighter, like Diet Cola. But yeah, pretty looking. Pretty tight knit. One finger head. Oh, there's some like red hues on the bottom I can pick up.
Nice. Good looking beer, man.
Oh, pretty sweet. I'll tell you that.
Big old chubby head.
Yeah.
Firm head.
Oh, man. This might work. It doesn't smell like bananas. We're doing good already.
Awesome. All right, man. Miscellaneous, thank you. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Bumpy.
All right. Well, I'm bringing a cheese I believe I've already had. Kerrygold. It's this is a reserve cheddar. It's distinctly sharp and rich cheddar aged over 2 years. 100% natural cheese imported from Ireland. And yeah, there's no other information on it. That's what the cheese looks like. Kind of nice cheddar. It does have some like little breakaway aeration. I can't tip it too much. I might drop my cheese. Yeah, I can't really see it, but there's like little cracks all throughout the cheese. It did cut quite easily with a knife. We kind of cut like butter that you just took out of the fridge, so not like melted butter, but pretty soft like butter. Yeah, you just cut it up nicely like roof shingles.
Nice.
So
Really
got that. The beer that I am bringing tonight is from Northwoods Brewing Company. They're out of Northwood, New Hampshire. This one's called Lucky Cast Irish Red. So it's a Irish Red Ale. Comes in at 5% ABV.
Cool.
Yep. Beer man likes birds, so appropriate.
Yeah, that was a cool logo.
All right. It is a kind of creamy off-white head. It's a little soap sudsy. Color of the beer itself is a very light reddish hue. If I hold it up there, you can kind of see it better. That's pretty much the coloration of it. It is very clear, see-through. Yeah.
Very nice.
It's an amber, but it is definitely a lighter shade amber. So, cheers.
Cool, man. Cheers, Bumpy.
Cheers.
All right. Let's get Tanner up here. Welcome, brother.
All right. Thanks for having me, Beer Man.
Welcome.
So, I'll present the cheese first. So, the cheese I found, so they actually did, which is pretty cool. I noticed, I was like, wow, this is a whole Irish section. But the cheese I bought was the Boar's Head Irish Cheddar, aged 9 months. It says Irish Cheddar all natural cheese, milk from grass-fed cows. It does say product of Ireland on the top. Pasteurized cow's milk, salt, starter culture, and rennet. Says free of artificial growth hormones, milk from cows not treated with RBST, gluten-free, sugar-free, 0 grams trans fat per serving. Good source of protein, good source of calcium, suitable for vegetarian diet. And this is distributed by Brunk Horse Co. out of New York. And if you want to check this cheese out a little more, you can go to boarshead.com. So, this is what it looks like. My packaging completely got destroyed when I was trying to open it, kind of like Bumpy's. It just completely ripped on me. But it's my cutting skills aren't as good as Bumpy's, but there it is. You know, it's nice little block, and tried to make some little chunks. So yeah, I like aged cheddars. I'm not really sure what difference it is to be an Irish cheddar, so I guess we'll see. And then Irish beers are very limited, so I did see this. There was probably like 3. If I went to another store, I probably could have found more of a variety, but that was definitely a little bit further. But I just grabbed George Killian's Irish Red. I believe I've had this before. I believe I have a review on my channel. It might have been I saw. So they pretty much had Guinness, Killian's, Smithwick's, and Murphy's. So it's like either 2 stouts or 2 reds is what I could work with. So yeah, I just grabbed this. I'm trying to find the ABV. 5.4%, 169 calories, 14.6 grams carbs, 0 grams fat, 1.6 gram protein. Crack this open as a twist off. Paid like $8.30 for a 6-pack. Not too bad. Well, there's a little bit of water left. My pub glass, my Trillium pub glass. Copper color. Going towards khaki, more off-white head. Definitely looks white on the camera. Lots of bubbles in there, super clear. A little bit of a cool haze into my mini fridge. But yeah. Hoping to see if this is a decent pairing. And I'm excited to see what the difference in the Irish cheddars are. Maybe it's just because it's from Ireland, or maybe there's like a little bit different of a flavor note. So cheers, guys.
Nice. Cheers, man. Cheers, Tanner. Thank you.
Cheers.
Maybe they feed the cows grass from Ireland.
And Heather. Yeah, Heather Flowers or something. Middle Fruit, what's up, Paul? Cheers, man. No need to shout, Miscellaneous. Amateur. All right. Man, I went blurry. Shit.
Oh, hello there.
Did it go back to normal?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Damn bastard. This is what you deal with these Logitech cameras, man. They suck. All right, who cares? So I got Kerrygold. Kerrygold. I got Kerrygold. It's milk from Irish grass-fed cow. The Dubliner. This is a aged cheese with a distinctive taste and natural hint of sweetness. 100% natural cheese imported from Ireland. Whoa, dude, almost fell off. Let's poke someone's eye out with this plate. Hold on. So I'll show you the package.
Oh, I've had that cheese.
Yeah, I think I had that. No, maybe. Did I? I might have.
I'm pretty sure I've had that cheese.
I think it might be a different packaging over here for some reason.
Smells good. Muy bueno. Okay, so I got one from Block 15 out of Corvallis, Oregon. My last video was from Block 15. I said they were from Portland. No, they're from Corvallis, Oregon. And it's called the Charmed Life. It's an Irish red ale, and it's actually the same as Bumpy's, 5% ABV. That's what it looks like.
There you go.
Real simple and classy. Yeah, stripe. Looks like a racing stripe or something. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. What's the date? 20. No, I'm looking at it backwards. 2/10/22. I didn't have a 2-pint glass or whatever, like the Guinness ones. This is as close as I could get. Tulip pint glass, isn't that what it's called?
Please.
So yeah, this is a darker, more of a like an auburn or some like dark, rich, brownish red color. It's a lot darker than your guys' reds. But a 2-finger head on the pour, nice firm, tight head. Really, really nice and pillowy. It's kind of a clear, somewhat clear beer. Yeah. Yeah, man. Smells kind of bready, sweet. Yeah. Let's get into these. Let's do it. Let's review. Let's bring up Miscellaneous.
All right. So yeah, I'm looking at this a little bit more. It's not even brown. It's like deep red. I can like see through it. You can't make stuff out, but yeah. Compared to what you guys are seeing, it looks jet black. All right. So you know what this smells like? It smells like buttercream, vanilla frosting, and cookies. That's it. Cookie, I guess you're getting for your bread. You don't smell any roast. It's just like one trick pony on the nose. And it does smell sweet. Cheers.
Cheers.
Not good. This is not good. All right, so the flavor follows the nose. It's like cookie buttercream, very sweet. And then just like I had that Untitled Arts, that donut pastry stout. It gets weird. You get that like sweet and low, big time artificial flavor. There's a little bit of bitterness on the tail end I just picked up. Slight dry finish. I'm so glad I only bought one of these. This is cheap. It was $2. I could see some people maybe liking this. Not good. Anyways, we'll move on to the cheese, the Beamster Royal Gouda, 4-month aged. I've been snacking on that. Oh, that beer's nasty. I pity the fool that likes that. All right, so yeah, for the cheese, it's got a slight yellow hue to it, but not like artificial. I don't know. The nose, it's got nutty, sweet, and it's funky. It's almost got this footnote to it, dirty gym socks. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Like this isn't a smoked Gouda, it's an aged. I don't know how long you age Gouda. Maybe I should look that up, how long they do it on average. But 4 months and they call it Royal. I don't know if that's a long time or not. Cheesers.
Cheesers.
It's got the crystals in there, which is good. Yeah, crunchy bits in the Gouda. Man, now that it's warmed up, it's like lathering yet like it melts on the palate. Very milky, nutty. There's a sweet, like you get some kind of fruity something. I can't like particularly say what fruit. Something light, buttery, not overly salty, slightly reminiscent of like a good aged cheddar. This is really good. So yeah, let's take down. This ain't gonna work, boys. I'm gonna tell you now. I tried it. It doesn't work either way. So it was cheese before beer.
Cheesers.
I'm all over the place today. Jeez.
All right, so the cheese before the beer did kind of work. It brought that sweetness level down. Made the cheese a little bit more salty. Kind of got that sweet and savory contrast. Killed the bitterness on the tail end. Yeah, I ate all my blocks and I don't have my knife on me, but cheese before beer is not bad. It makes the beer palatable. It definitely elevates it by bringing it down, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
It's too
The
sweet,
beer-
but the cheese cuts it
Yeah,
down
it's
for the
like
sweetness.
pure sweet, and you get that weird artificial thing, but then you have it with the cheese, and then it kind of balances it out. But the beer's not good. Don't buy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, cheese
It's not
is
good.
very good. So I don't know. I'm gonna.
What was the can again?
Huh?
What was the can again? Can you show the can again? Oh, okay.
Doesn't appear.
Seen that one.
Not for me, personally. So, yeah, I might cut up some more cheese and kick it, but yeah.
Well, all right.
See you guys later on. Cheers.
Cool, man. Cheers. Cheers, Miscellaneous. Okay, Bumpy.
All right, so let's go with the Lucky Cast Irish Red. As you see, that head already died down. Like I said, it was kind of a soapy head, so wasn't expecting it to last, but it is leaving the lacing on the glass, which is nice. Leprechaun rhymes there. Yeah. Yeah, it's got the bready, biscuity nose to it, a little bit sweet. It's not a lot of hop character to speak of. It is mostly malt. I'd say more biscuit than anything. Slight fruitiness. I can throw floral in there. Sure, why not? Slight fruity and floral. Bunch of F's. All right. Dive in. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Bumpy. Prost, Slanto.
All right. Normally, I would try to dive into the body and all that stuff first, but there's a grain and grass note, kind of more hay, grain and hay note that first hits my palate coming from the malt. A shade of biscuit. There's also this flavor in there. It reminds me of coriander. It's got this like slight like lime or lemon type character, but it's more like it's coming from like a grains of paradise type thing. There's also this kind of herbal zesty note that catches at mid palate, follows through to the finish. Bitterness on this one is mild but noticeable, and it stays true to that kind of herbal, kind of zesty note. This one's pretty light on the biscuit type notes on the palate. It is more or less that hay and grain type flavor. Yeah, there's something that the hop's doing in there. It I gotta come up with something better than grains of paradise or coriander, but that's kind of what it reminds me of. All right, slight citrus note with that. It's this kind of lemon to citrus, maybe grapefruit more than like a an orange or something. But it doesn't come out and say, "Hey, I'm grapefruit." It doesn't come out and say, "Hey, I'm orange." It just really just kind of hits on this weird citrus note, which also you can get out of Grains of Paradise. And then that zestiness also adds to it. It doesn't come off like black pepper, like you might get out of Grains of Paradise or coriander or anything like that, but it does have this zestiness to it. So, lemon, citrusy to grapefruit type notes, very very low, very light. It's not a big old punctuation mark of those notes, but there's just something in there that just brings that up above the grain, hay, and slight biscuit bread from the malt. Body on it, I'd say it's a lighter medium body to medium. Carbonation is medium. It does have a slight drying effect on the palate. All right, let's get to the cheese. Nope. Put it right up my nose. There we go. It's got this kind of milky smell to it, a little creamy. You get the sharpness without getting too functified with the cheddar, but it does have that kind of that distinct sharp cheddar smell. Macaroni. When I smell the full block, it reminds me of like Kraft macaroni and cheese. It kind of has that kind of wet noodle, melted cheese type cheddar thing going. All right, let's dive in.
Teasers.
This cheese it breaks right down on your palate. It melts right down as you chew on it. Pretty soft for cheddar. There's no flavor crystals in this. So I'm starting to wonder if I've actually had this cheese before, because I've had a Kerrygold, but I remember there being like crunchy little bits in there, the crystally stuff. That may have been like a 5-year age that I had before that I absolutely loved. because this one's not having the
Is
same
that
amount of effect on me. What?
year, I believe, right? I think that's the first cheese I brought to beer and
Yeah,
cheese.
this is a 2-year. I think I had a 5-year aged one that had the crystals in it. This does not have any crystal. This is creamy.
Yeah, I like that one though.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just not like when I had a Kerrygold aged cheddar that had crunchy bits in it. That was like, wow, this is awesome. It was super,
phenomenal.
super. It was so sharp. This is definitely a sharp cheddar. You get that kind of cheddary, sharp tanginess to it, but it's like the depths of it aren't diving too deep. Maybe a standard swimming pool depth, not Olympic or the depths of the ocean. It's creamy, buttery, and it does have that sharp cheddar funk, but it's not screaming farmland funk. Even though it's creamy, it melts down. It does kind of dry out the palate just a tad. I mean, it's definitely an edible cheese. I mean, it's sitting here just munching on it. So I cut up all these bits and whatever, and I'm gonna have to cut some more. But yeah, let's just eat the cheese, drink the beer, see what happens.
Cheers. Jesus.
Jesus. And sludge.
Jesus.
How do I describe this? Let's see. It seems to kind of enhance the graininess of the beer. It kind of knocks out that biscuit note altogether out of the beer. But it doesn't make even though it enhances like the grain, it doesn't make it bad. It kind of changes it a bit. You still get that creamy note from the cheese kind of going on. It lathers the palate. The hops are still doing something, but it's not coming off with that kind of citrus note that I was talking about. It changes the beer altogether, but it just really amplifies the beginning notes of that grain. It kind of knocks out a lot of the other notes. Makes that even mild bitterness pretty much disappear. It takes out that spicy note and everything from the beer. It changes the beer altogether. I would say with what it did to the beer, it kind of made it seem like almost like an American adjunct lager, where it just kind of muted a lot of different notes of the beer, and it's still drinkable, but you're missing out on a lot of what this Irish red is supposed to be. So let's do beer then cheese. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Bumpy.
So drinking the beer first, eating the cheese afterwards. There's kind of this explosion of that cheddar tang that happens. It does die off pretty quickly, but it is like a bigger cheddar tang note that I get like as like a spike. Kind of takes away from the creaminess, as when before the eating the cheese first, the creaminess was still in there blending in. Kind of takes away that milky creaminess flavor. But it enhances that kind of that sharpness for a moment. And then it does seem to, after drinking the beer, and then eating the cheese, it does seem to kill off the flavor notes of the cheese. Afterwards, it doesn't really continue to linger on the palate anymore like it did before.
Yes.
So it's kind of both ways. They're kind of just they're dulling each other. It doesn't taste bad, but it just each one by themselves has a longer and more in-depth flavor than putting them together.
Yeah, right. Mutes it all.
Yeah, and the other one's like overpowering. They're just like basically they're evenly matched and they're killing each other off.
Right.
Hey, you did better than me.
Well, that's it. Cheers.
Right on, Bumpy. Cheers, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers.
All right, let's get Tanner up here.
All right. So yeah, I've been munching on this cheese. It's actually really good. I do enjoy it. A little bit of like an oiliness on texture. Salty, nutty. Not very tangy, but definitely I would say more salty and nutty. It does have that strong like cheddar cheesy aroma. But dive in.
Jesus.
I think I've had that cheese too.
This one?
Yeah, at some point.
I like it. I think it's
We've
really
been
good.
doing it a while.
It's a little creamy. I will say the only thing I have to say about it, it's very salty. Very minimal tang. Really drying to the palate.
It's different for sure.
A little bit of like a funkiness to it, but it's really good. I really enjoy it. Pretty much ate almost half the block. I've been going through it, and yeah, I kind of had to slow down because I was just eating it too fast. I do like it. It's not overly complex. It's definitely like a mild cheddar. It's not overly sharp. Yeah, it's very like I don't want to say subpar, but it's definitely like very subdued. It's very mellowed. It's not like, besides like the saltiness, it's not like overly tangy and it's not like overly dry. It's not overly creamy. It's just kind of like, happy medium balance to it. But yeah, I enjoy it. I think it's actually really good. I'd have to compare this to like another 9-month to see what the difference is, but I will say in the future, I'm definitely going to try some more Irish cheddars. They actually had another one. It was like chive. It was like a chive one, but it wasn't this brand. It was like another Irish cheddar with like chive. And they had another one. I forgot what it was.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I was thinking about trying it, but I didn't want to get something that was too funky because I didn't want it to like counteract with the beer. But so actually, I got to do the beer next. I don't know why it's cheese. It's good though. I do like it. I'm gonna give this cheese a good score. $8 for a block. I guess that's somewhat kinda on the more
You got
expensive
a lot
side.
more cheese than I did, I think.
You do get a decent amount.
What's the package say? How many ounces is that? You and Bumpy both had it. Good.
7 ounce.
Yeah. There we go.
So yeah, over.
Almost a half pound.
Yeah. Well, over is that what's the half? 16. So yeah,
16 ounces to a pound. So
the best way to describe this beer and the aroma, also with the appearance, that the head is almost completely gone. It's like a little bit of a ring, no lacing at all. The best way to describe the aroma is I'd say toffee, toast, and like a little bit of like a grassiness. I say toast because you'll get like a little bit of like the roasty or like the roasted malts in that toastiness, but it definitely you get a lot of breadiness on the aroma. So that's what I'm saying. Just straight toffee, toast, grassy, straightforward. I actually did look this up. This is actually a Coors product. So Coors does distribute
I was
this.
wondering about that. Yeah, Coors.
Owned by Coors. I'm guessing before down the line, obviously it was his own thing, and Coors probably just bought it out. But gonna dive into this. So cheers, guys.
Cheers.
I
Cheers.
had
Cheers.
that. I had that not too long ago. It's a good one.
This is very good. It's actually very light. It's kind of reminds you of Coors. It's like a light Irish red. It's very thin bodied. Carbonation's high. You get a decent amount of like roasted malt. I definitely say more toffee. It reminds me of toffee, definitely more than caramel. So I would say toffee. It's not overly sweet. I will say it is very bready. There's a very strong breadiness to this beer. A little bit of like a slight grassy floral finish. Dies off very quick. It's got a little bit of an astringency, but it's for the most part very crushable. So the beer's not bad. It's not mind blowing. It's not overly complex, but I can see this being a beer if you want just like a little bit more flavor. ABV is a little bit higher, 5.4, so it's a little bit higher than like your typical lager or something, you know. So I could see people enjoying this. And for $8.30. Let's be honest, right? So Budweiser, right, is like $7 for a 6-pack. Figure for $1 more, you know, unless you're like totally like all about light lagers and just like plain lagers like that. For the money, I will say that it is totally worth it for like the $1 more. You know, you just get like a little bit more of a different flavor, but it's not overly filling. It's just decent. Like I said, I'll get back to the rating, but yeah, we'll try it with the cheese. So I'm gonna do cheese before beer. So
All right.
Hiccup.
Jesus. Sounds good.
And cheers.
there's definitely a more chewy cheese. Kind of takes a little bit to get down. I will say it kind of cuts through the saltiness, but there's really not like a giant difference. I guess it doesn't really enhance the cheese or really enhance the beer. You just kind of get kind of one-sided both ways, if you get what I'm saying. It's like you get the flavor of the cheese, and then you get the flavor of the beer. I mean, you're drinking something afterwards, so it does cut through that astringency. It makes it easier to get the cheese down, and like I said, it just kind of cuts through that saltiness. One more time. I will say, actually, the slight tangy aspect in the cheese kind of enhances the toffee flavor in the beer, just a little bit. Before, when you drink the beer separate, the toffee's just like an upfront, like, hey, I'm toffee. And then it's bready and like a little grassy, but the breadiness, it's kind of just like toasty, like toast and like roasted malts. But yeah, when you eat the cheese before the beer, I guess it does kind of increase that little bit of sweetness. Now, this beer isn't overly sweet at all. Now, when I first bought this, I thought this was going to be like I haven't had it in a while, and if I did do a review on it, it was like years ago, so I wasn't really too familiar with it. But I thought it was going to be like sweet, like toffee, caramel, candy bomb, like a lot of these cheaper. This is a red ale.
Look.
Oh, lager. Sorry,
Lager, yeah.
Yeah. There was an issue with that last year
Lager.
because they were like, "Oh, I can just go score this," but they said that it was an Irish red ale, or just a red. We did a red ale.
Right.
And you're like, "Oh, there's a bunch of people. Oh yeah, I just go score this." And Bumpy's like,
No.
I'll try. I'll do the beer before the cheese. See, I think it's just going to be like the cheese is just going to be overly astringent, and I think for the most part you probably want to do the cheese first. But I'll just do it for experimenting. I think both ways just kind of cuts to the saltiness. The cheese after the beer, it's like, why did I eat the cheese first? It's just that dry astringency from the cheese. You got to have a sip after the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, both of them. I will say the cheese is very good. It's definitely well balanced, but it's not like over the top. Like, wow, this is the best cheese in the world. But it's very good. It's very balanced, and the beer is super crushable and drinkable for what it is. But it's not this mind blowing flavor complexity of a beer. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, next time around, I'll have ratings for the two products. Cheers, guys.
Nice. Cheers, Tanner. Thank you. All
Thanks,
right.
Adam.
Yeah, man. Cool. So I'll just do this before I start because I don't ever do it. And welcome to the chat. Thanks, guys, for being here over there and that side. Appreciate you being here and supporting us. We got Buffalo. Bumpy Road Brewery.
Oh, I'm Buffalo?
I thought you were naming a commenter. Buffalo Road Brewery.
We have Buffalo Road Brewery, Bumpy Road Brewery, East Coast Elky Reviews and Miscellaneous Brew Reviews here to and Beer Man to do this for you tonight. Heck yeah! So, all right, let's get into this beer. Let's get into the nose. So this is for those that don't know what I'm having. It is Charmed Life by Block 15 Irish Red Ale, 5%. There's an ant on my table. You're not going to get my cheese. So yeah, I get bready caramel. Bready caramel is the first thing I get. Has a slight cattiness in there, like an herbal cat urine. There's another word for cat urine. What is it? It's on my cheat sheet wall here.
Ammoniated.
Piss?
No, it's
Ammonia?
funny too. It's a funny word. What is it, man? I can't find it. Wait a minute, I'll find it. I have a little cheat sheet wall. Sorry, I don't always look at it though. It's just there in case I need it. Anyway, whatever. Cool. But catty, yeah, kind of a catty herbal caramel bready bread, like a brown crust or a white crust bread, like breadiness, like on a white bread. Yes. Almost doughy in a way, sort of, but it's dry. It's got like no, it's not doughy. It's actually a dry, toasty kind of kick in there on the nose. It's got that dryness though. Yeah. So looking at it again, it's a clear beer. It's a dark mahogany color, I'll say, because it does have some brownish red, some auburn kind of feature in there, or dark copper in some of the light here. But a clear beer though. Definitely clear, and it has about a medium fast rising bubble. Good retention. It's holding a nice rim there, and I can't pour. Well, I'm sure we'll see some lacing. So and it's an off-white head, tight, firm head. Cheers. Let's drink it.
Cheers. I'm interested to hear about this one.
It kind of tastes like it's nutty brown bread crust, like or white bread crust, nuttiness, caramel, sweet, slight apple coming through, but it's more of like it's got a real dry finish. The body is a medium light body, kind of pushing medium, but light definitely. The mouthfeel is got a low carbonation. It's not very spritzy. Medium low carbonation. The apple goes up right away on your hard palate there, right before it gets back to the softer palate. It starts to drop off and dry and start to give you like this bready, toasty kind of toasty bread, slight herbal in the hops on the finish. It's thirst quenching for sure. It's got a thickness to it, like that of like a porter or a stout. It does have that, or a brown, more on the brown side, I think. Yeah, it does kind of taste like the minimal side of the brown when the brown starts, on that ABV range or on the flavor range and even the color range. It's got like that brown look to it as well. It's very nice though. There's nothing off-putting about it. It's very drinkable, crushable. It just coats the mouth. It's got this nice creamy mouthfeel. It's very creamy. Yeah, very good. All right, so the cheese. Let's get a big chunk. So that's the cheese there. Kind of looks like your guys' cheese. Even looks like the Bumpy's brick there. Kind of the same color. Breaks really easy and into the nose. So it's a milky, salty cheddar for sure. Salty sweet, kind of a sweetness in there as well. But definitely has that cheddar smell to it. It's funny. Gouda actually smells very, very close to cheddar as well, in my opinion. I don't know. Am I wrong when I say that?
Mine smelled like an aged cheddar, similar.
Yeah,
very similar.
You can get some
like
aged
on the
ones.
notes on mine. It did hit like once I got into the larger cuts of the cheese, the more in part, it was very cheddar-esque.
Okay, yeah, but it does have that. I guess what I was trying to say is it does have kind of a Gouda, like that Gouda bite to it too. It has like a nuttiness. But it's very milky, very cow milky forward, salty. Yeah. So let's eat it. Cheers. Or cheers.
Cheers. Cheaters.
It's dry. It's dry. It's really dry. That beer was dry and this is dry. It's almost squeaky dry.
Oh damn.
It's hard. It's hard. It's like chalk in your mouth. You're trying to get it wetter, but it doesn't work. It tastes kind of like bread. Might go well with the beer that tastes like bread. Salty, but more of a sweet tart. Has a kind of a dry, crumbly feel in the mouth. Mouthfeel on this. You have to mush the chunks that don't get mushed by your tongue, as you're eating it, or your teeth. You have to use your tongue to mush it down on your palate. Or like do real quick bites. But it's good. It's salty. It's not the best. It's not the best I've had. It's kind of so dry that it doesn't have that body I'm looking for. Like in those nice, like your Kerryolds and stuff. That's a good cheese. That one that Tanner has a really good cheese. And those like they stick to your mouth. They have like body and guts in them. This one's like really dry. I mean, it's a Kerrygold cheese. Don't get me wrong, but it's just different tasting. It's not what I would have preferred. I think I would have wanted something a little heavier, more medium, sharpish. This is more sweet, dry, light. And you want something to wash it down. So something crushable like this, I can see working. So cheese before beer.
Cheezers.
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 Sounds like toothpaste without water. I got paste or something like Elmer glue. That brings out more of the caramels, and a little of the apple comes through more. The sweetness, a little fruity sweetness in the beer comes out, and from the sweetness of the malts, kind of lets that. It takes away the dryness in the cheese. It actually rids it off your tongue and just lets you swallow it with ease. So you're tasting this sweet, tart, salty cheese that's dry as fuck, and it tastes good, but it's just so dry as fuck. And you take this beer down, and it just kind of like washes it away, like that cliff was ready to go one day, and it finally went. So I like that though. It's good. It's thirst. It is beer. It makes the beer very thirst quenching, very nice to pair with this kind of cheese. I think. Real quick. Yeah, it's so dry you can't even like chew it quick. Let me get some beer. Let me get some beer.
Yeah, I kind of had to do that with mine.
When you do that, it works well. It sifts through it. Yeah. It kind of makes it wetter, easier to chew down, and you actually get the flavors of the beer going through the cheese. It's nice.
Parquet.
Parquet?
Yeah, what you said.
My virgin ears taken by the beer man. Yeah. Cheers, Mark. Yeah, let's do beer before the cheese, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm. Well, back to Dry City. Cheese before beer is definitely what I would like, because I only taste the cheese again, and it's dry as fuck. So I'm gonna have some of this. Yeah,
Dry City, bitch.
In the red now, boys.
got my. Oh yeah, I said a lot of F words. Fuck. Okay, well let's get back to. I got my last thoughts on this. I think. Yeah. So let's get back to Miscellaneous and get his last thoughts.
All right. So I'm going to start with the cheese, the Beamster Royal 4-month aged Gouda. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to say this is the best non-smoked Gouda that I've had. I mean,
Nice.
Just rich, like I said, nutty, had a little bit of that sweet funk to it. Flavors followed suit, man. Very, very, very good cheese. I highly recommend it. If you see it, give it a shot. I really enjoyed it. I actually had to put it away because I was eating it too much. All right, so score on that. You know what? Like I said, I'll give it a 99. It's really good. Like I said, the crunchy bits and stuff for only being 4 months. Beer Man said they can age it up to 4 weeks to a year. It's the usual gap. So 4 months, I don't know. They need to keep doing what they're doing. I'd like to try that like 8-month aged. Would be
Nice.
good.
Old one, yeah.
So yeah, 99 for the cheese. Ooh. Southern tier. Oh boy. I think this is like the second beer in a row I've had from them that I didn't like. My cat. The guy on the couch.
He's got his hand raised.
Couch cat.
So like I said, this is just like vanilla buttercream with cookie. The mouthfeel is thin, very low carbonation on it. Watery mouthfeel. Yeah, very, very sweet, gimmicky type of beer. Like I said, I'm very happy I only bought one of these. Honest score on this, people shouldn't drink that. I don't know who thought that was a good idea to put that in a bottle and ship it out to people, but hey, there's a market, I guess. I'm not part of that. So honestly, I drank it. It's 5.8. Is it drain pour status? Could be in some people's eyes. I just think that artificial, that sweet and low kind of flavor, not good. I'll put it at 50.
It's honest, cool.
You know, it's halfway there.
Is that a
Sorry, it
5-0?
didn't work.
Yeah, 50. You should know. You guys don't try.
At,
It's less than 86.
It's bad.
Out of Bumpy's 50-point inspection.
No, absolutely not. So the pairing, like I said, the cheese is really good. it did bring down the sweetness levels in the beer. That fake vanilla cream, it kind of got that out of there and mellowed out the beer. I'm still not going to call it a good pairing though. I don't think this goes together. So my rating on the beer should give you a ballpark range on. Don't mix anything with this.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it, guys.
Well, I'm
Cheese
sorry
was
the beer didn't
fantastic,
work,
though.
but
High regards to the cheese. They're doing it in England or UK.
oh yeah,
Beamster.
Game stop.
cool, man. Thanks, Miscellaneous.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
All right, let's get Bumpy up here.
Bumpy's been going to town on that
No,
cheese.
he's not cheese, but he's eating a little bite. Sensible.
It's a decent cheese. It's a decent cheese. Let's score the beer. That's how much of it I have left.
Final
There
chug.
you go.
Irish Reds, Red Ales in particular, are not my favorite style. Normally don't pick them up on the regular. Usually just during special occasions. This one also not my favorite. It's too grain forward. There's too much graininess to it. Grain and hay. The biscuit note was nice in the nose, but it's missing on the palate. Some of the better Irish Reds I've had have been more, biscuit. It's almost like you're drinking the biscuits that you'd have with dinner. For the most part, they're usually just a little bit more of that kind of roasty biscuit type thing going on. Still drinkable, still good. I'll score the Northwoods Brewing Company's Lucky Cast Irish Red at a 91 out of 100. The cheese, I thought that I had this one before, but I'm not so sure anymore. Like I said, when I was blown away by Kerrygold, some type of reserve cheddar, but I think it may have been like 5 years age. This is only 2 years age versus over 2 years age. No flavor crystals, though. I remember having those little crunchy bits all throughout the cheese. Not in this one. This one's very smooth, creamy, very easy to cut. I mean, this is like I could actually get a butter knife and just slices right through. Cheese is good. I mean, it is a sharp cheddar. But what disappoints me is that it's aged for over 2 years, and it doesn't eat like an extra sharp cheddar. It just doesn't get down there deep enough with that tang, that funk that you can get from the cheddar sometimes. Doesn't have the bite, I guess. It's got a bite enough to say it's not mild. It's sharp, but I was hoping for a bit more out of this one. I'm going to score the cheese on a 93 out of 100. Still a good eating cheddar. But, you can just get some Vermont mild cheddar or sharp cheddar and be just as pleased with it. And probably not spend as much. I don't know what the price of the cheese was. I think it was like $7 for the
Yeah, I think that's what I paid
square.
for mine.
The pairing, it wasn't horrible, but like I said, neither one of them did anything great for the other one. They kind of just muted out a lot of different flavor notes. They distracted, they took away, subtracted, whatever you want to call it, from what they each bring separately to the table. So there was no real positives out of that whole ordeal. Fortunately, it didn't make either one of them disgusting, which is good. But I'll say that they didn't quite match up. They didn't pair that well together. That's it. That's how I do it. I don't score my pairings. I just say whether or not I would pair them. I wouldn't pair these two again.
No, it's good enough.
Okay. It wasn't
Oh,
bad.
two
I'm dunking
now.
a donut and a chocolate stout, but it was.
Yeah.
You want enhancement, and you want something to be like something else to be enhanced or something, or to say a pairing worked well. I think not just be like, oh yeah, it took away all these other notes that I enjoyed from the cheese or the beer.
To make something into something, kind of like when you have a fruited pureed sour with goat milk or cheese, the soft goat cheese. It's like it makes something else. It makes yogurt or something. You're like, wow, that's awesome.
or it reminds you of like a cheesecake or something. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This just brings up flavors and all that. Yeah, it's
this
great.
basically just turned an already grainy beer into just grain
Right.
flavor notes, and turned the cheese into a quick spike of pleasure.
Right.
Spike of pleasure.
Spike of pleasure, dude. All right. That should be on Eric's one of his songs on his album. All right. Well, Bumpy, man, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll do shout outs after. Cool. Thanks, Bumpy. I appreciate it, man. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Tanner.
All right. So the cheese, I really did enjoy this cheese. The best way to describe this cheese is balanced. It's got a decent amount of saltiness, I will say. Just the saltiness is a little bit overpowering, but I like the saltiness in it. And then it is very astringent, which is kind of something you want with an aged cheddar, I guess. It's not overly astringent. The cheese, I'll give it like a 95. It's not overly tangy. It's not overly nutty. It's just a good cheese. I would buy it again. I would recommend people trying it. I'm not going to say it's the best cheese in the world, but if you guys like aged cheddars, I would definitely try this one out. For the beer was definitely, I will say it's very drinkable, very crushable, great carbonation. It's not overly filling. It's not overly sweet like sometimes these macro. I guess you can. Yeah, this is macro because Coors owns it, so it's pretty much everywhere now. But yeah, it's if you like the toasty breadiness in a beer, then this one really does have it. If you don't like too much of like toffee caramel, the sweetness is decent. It's not overly sweet. You get a little hint of it. Just a little bit of like a grassy finish. It's not bitter at all. So somebody who drinks like lagers or light lagers and doesn't really want to drink these juice bombs and like these overly hoppy beers, I think that someone would enjoy this too. It's a nice change of pace. For the beer, I'll give the beer a 84 out of 100. Definitely not overly complex, but it's still very drinkable. So it's good. It's a good beer. For the pairing, I'll give the pairing like an 89. I was going to say like 90, 91, but Bumpy's totally right. There wasn't really anything enhanced. It just kind of cut down the saltiness, and it kind of took away that astringency, of course, because you're drinking something after the cheese. But yeah, 89 for the pairing. I think they work well together. I mean, as far as like you said, it doesn't really enhance anything. I'm not like picking up different flavor notes. It just kind of cuts back on the things that might be a little offensive to some people, like the saltiness and the drying aspect of the beer. But yeah, good pairing, decent. I have some more cheese. I got a little bit more than a half, and I got 5 more of these. And I if I'm just hanging out, watching a show or a movie or something, I wouldn't mind slicing up a couple pieces of cheese and enjoying it with the beer. It's not like something that I'm gonna bring. Like someone had like a party and they were like, "Oh, you bring your favorite cheese and the best beer." I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, I mean, I guess you could though, because I guess it works, but it's
Yeah.
not like something that everybody's gonna rant and rave about. You just be like, oh yeah, that's decent, that works, you know. But yeah, decent.
Cool.
And it's very hard for me to find cheddars that I don't like. I think I will say one thing about this cheddar was there was no waxiness to it at all. Sometimes I've had a couple of cheddars that have a little bit of the waxiness. But yeah, the I will say the texture of the cheese is what I think I really did enjoy the most about the cheese. And I do like more of the drier cheeses, a little bit less creamy. This one wasn't really necessarily creamy, but it was kind of. I don't know. I guess you guys get what I'm saying. You get what I'm putting down. But yeah, thanks for having me, Beer Man, and decent pairing. Not the best, but I would eat it again. I'm gonna finish the block and I'll finish the beer. So
Cool.
guys,
Thanks, Tanner. Appreciate it, man. Hell yeah. There's Sadie.
thank you.
Sadie.
You want to say something to Tanner?
Hi. I'm Benji.
I ate cheese. I ate cheese.
When I went to Bumpy's, his dogs like swarmed me. His dogs are all just like hanging out next to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, let's go with the beer. The beer was a very nice Irish red ale. I thought it was pretty decent. It was up to specs with everything up to par. Not my favorite type of beer as far as what I would normally drink, but something I would definitely put in my mix of six, just because I like to put different things in there to mess around with my palate. Because those IPAs can really rob your palate fast. So I find a nice dunkel in my sixers nice. Yeah, so and this is actually kind of in that same realm as a dunkel, in my opinion. I think it's got that bready kind of caramely charm. It's nice. That sweeter, fruitier side was nice. It was really dry in the finish. Not really dry, but a thirst quencher and a good beer. So for the style, and I liked it. I didn't mind it. I'd give this like a 92 out of 100. Just to stick with that, I think. Definitely an A range Irish red ale, Irish amber ale, however you want to say that. But the cheese was definitely not what I would have gotten out of Kelly. Whatever the hell they're called.
Kerrygold?
Kerrygold. I was thinking Kerrygold would, I thought this would be like one of those other. I think some of the Kerrys I've had were like kind of crystally. They had the snap. They were more thicker body. This that. This was more light and springy and very dry. I don't like too dry. I've got to have some. It's like when you turn on your dehumidifier at night before you go to bed, and you got it on just a little too dry, and you wake up and you're like, I can't breathe. I got stuck phlegm in my throat.
Fucking bottles of water.
Oh God, yeah. It's like you got to have some dampness,
Yeah.
And so the cheese was a little dry. I'm gonna give it an 87 out of 100. I'll definitely give it a high B because it did have some good tangy, sweet flavors in there as well as a salty edge, really balanced with that. So it wasn't quite cardboard dry either, so it was nice enough. The pairing was good. It didn't change anything, like I was saying there. It makes it taste like yogurt or whatever, fruit on the bone when you add this and that together. It wasn't like changing. It wasn't the second coming of the Lord or anything. It was definitely something that helped kind of bring out certain things in the beer, and the beer kind of made like. I don't know. The dryness of the cheese got wetted down by the beer. Even though the beer was still dry in the finish, it was wetter than the cheese. So it really kind of intertwined with each other quite nicely. I'm going to definitely give this like a 92 out of 100 on the pairing. I thought it was decent, not bad. So lower A minus E. Yeah. What else am I missing here? Nothing else. Let's go to our our panel here, and is it good? Yeah, we're good.
Amazing.
So, man, that's like the second time in a row that's happened. Good, cool. Miscellaneous, yeah, go ahead and start us off with your shouts, and let's get that going.
All right. So yeah, Thursday night beer session. I think I'm just gonna do a regular show. You know, I got some products in the fridge that I need to review on my channel. Maybe some I've done recently on other people's, but just do them over there. Spread the word. Stout Sundays with John and Nelly. That'll be 10:30 Eastern. My show is at 8. You could also go check out the hot seat right after my show at 9 o'clock on Thursdays at Leprechaun TV. Barbecue banter, interviews, all kinds of stuff going over there. So yeah, that's it. Cheers, guys. Short and
Thank you.
sweet tonight.
Cool.
Cheers, Miscellaneous.
Cheers, Miscellaneous.
That is not by me.
Is that me? It might be me.
Heard sirens.
We have a fire and police station right by us.
Yeah, it's not me.
Right down the street. Yeah, it's probably the
I just got the squeaky chair.
squeaky cheese.
It's because my kids walk. Fucking shit.
It's in WD-40.
No, I need a new chair that's more comfortable. So shout outs, I got 50-point inspection videos Wednesdays, Fridays. I put those out. One coming up tomorrow. Thanks to this guy right over there. So yeah, check it out. And there's a link to his channel in the video. So if you can't find him here tonight, if you watch my video tomorrow, you'll be able to just push a button and go right to his location. Technology. I have a live show on Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's called New Brew, so just bring a beer that you had before to join up on the panel. Panel members can bring questions to ask. Also in the chat, I encourage the chat that's there to throw out a question as well if it's something that you want to ask of the panel. If it's appropriate enough, I will ask the panel. So your question may be part of the show. So bring questions, because that's a little portion of New Brew is us just answering questions, and there are various questions out there. So yeah, watch the show if you haven't watched it yet. Kind of figure out what it's about, and like seeing the repeating panel members coming back, and hope to gain some new folks to come in as well.
Well, yeah,
It's always nice to meet new people. So other than that, Alex Beermaster, Friday night, 8 p.m. on his show. Alex's Food Friday. It's going to be things that go on crackers. So whatever, get a cracker, you can do anything you want with it. Whatever you figure out that goes well on a cracker, bring that. And it's not going to be beer this time, though. So remember that. Bloody Marys. So it's things that go on crackers and Bloody Marys. So get yourself whatever the heck you make your Bloody Mary with. I think typically it's vodka and some type of tomato-based juice. And come on, join in on the fun, either in the panel or the chat for Alex's show Friday.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Poured myself a new beer, so I'm drinking it now.
Cool.
Birds changed colors.
It did.
I was going to use it, and I don't know why I didn't use it, but I actually have an old speckled hen glass. I got it a while ago, and I was looking at it. I was like, does it say old speckled? I got it from my the store I used to work at. Biggest store I used to work at.
Fantastic beer. I like that.
Well, I'll show you the glass after. Hold it off there. But yeah, so shout outs for me. Starting a new show. It's going to be alternating with my brew reviews that I normally do on Thursday at 6 p.m. this week this Thursday we'll be doing Will It Mix. Kind of try to throw in a little bit more of like a liquor live stream. So pretty much bring any type of booze you want. So whatever type of liquor, brandy, rum, gin, vodka, whiskey, whatever you want to do, and mix it with any beverage you want. And you could do Jack and Coke if you want, but it's kind of like wild card. Bring whatever you want. We're not gonna go around. Everybody's just gonna review it. It'll be more of a show what you got, and then kind of hang out in full panel and just have conversation. So yeah, look forward to that for Thursday. I actually do have more reviews. I actually have a lot of reviews that I have on my phone. I just got to edit and upload them. And I got one coming up soon. The most beautifulest thing in this world, Modest Man. So look out for that one. And also Rate That Beer, Saturday, 8 p.m. Live beer community beer reviews. So Eastern Standard for all my live streams. Shout out to other people. I'll shout out Josh. Shout out Beer and Bowl Discussions. He's been starting to do a new live stream on Sunday, 8 p.m. So go check out Josh. Last Beer is his channel. If you have a hard time finding his channel when you're just in the search bar, I've always said it's a little bit easier if you type Last Beer and then you go to the filters, you put channel, and he comes right up. And if you don't want to do all that, if you're on my page, he's right in the beer community tab or the community tab. So you can find him right there as well. Shout out Thomas Metal 75, Massachusetts Beer Reviews, Wild Call Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. Check him out as well. And as always, thanks for having me. And first time having an Irish cheddar. I will say it was very good. I'd like to know. I'd like to go on their website and see what maybe, because I'm not like too familiar with reviewing cheese. So I'd like to see what they say is the difference in an Irish cheese compared to other ones, because I'm sure there's a little bit of a distinction.
They have goat cheddar cheeses too that are really delicious.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, check out those as well.
There's a lot of goats.
Buffalo cheddars, I think. Yeah,
I really think it's just where the grass that the cows are eating. So it'd be from Irish cows because they're eating Irish grass.
Okay.
So it's probably more or less just kind of what goes in, because they say you are what you eat. So if you're eating Irish grass and you're producing milk.
Yeah. Well, they did say it's suitable for vegetarian diet, gluten-free, sugar-free, good source of protein, good source of calcium. So, I mean, I guess there are some free of artificial growth hormones, milk from cows not treated with RBST. I'm not sure what that is.
RBST.
Yeah, I believe RBST it's like almost like MGM, whatever that stuff is that they used to put. MSG. There you go.
Okay, so it's kind of,
I think it's just something that preserves the food.
Oh, okay.
Preservative salt.
But yeah, as always, thanks for having me, Beer Man, and cheers to everybody. And cheers to chat.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Thanks for
Well, cool, man. Before I start shouting anything, we'll start with that. So Beer and Cheese Tuesday next week. I was gonna be open, but then I started getting bold, and I started thinking, and I was like, can I find these? And I don't know. There's a lot of them to choose from, and I was going to do a vote between us four, but that will take too long because we're at 119. So I'm just going to say pick one of these and bring it. Pale Ale, Oatmeal Stout.
I have to take a picture of that. Can you do that?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll take a picture of it instead of writing it down.
Yeah. Hellesbach, West Coast IPA or German Pilsner of sorts. I guess that could be a Hellesbach. No, that's a Hellesbach. I'm sorry. That's different.
Okay, I got my picture.
Cool.
And then any cheese,
Everyone get it?
any cheese with that, Beer Man?
Any cheese, yeah. Just whatever you want. So it's a big list. It's a 6. I usually go 3, but I was just looking at my charts behind me, and I couldn't stop thinking of things to get. So, and this thing.
What kind of computer do you have? Is that from a Commodore 64?
No, dude. I take a picture from my phone and then uploaded it to my desktop, and it came out all weird. It does look like that. It's the computers that Brian's put together.
Yeah, you turn them on and they go through all that, like they print out all that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so beer and cheese Tuesday will be those 6. Bring it with any cheese. Next Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern. I will try and never not do this show. We'll always be doing this one. Even if I'm sick with COVID, who cares? But Wednesday will be what is it? I forgot already.
Irish beers.
Irish.
It's Irish. It's Irish beers. So bring that at 6 o'clock tomorrow at Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific my time. And then of course we'll do Alex is I think hosting. Yeah, he is hosting Wildcard Wednesday. Did you guys already mention that?
Oh,
But
okay.
Wildcard Wednesday, I think Alex is doing that.
Wildcard Wednesday, but I forgot that.
If it isn't Alex, it could be one of us, I'm sure.
Well, I forgot that Eric is doing it tomorrow, so Alex is doing it. No, you are.
Yeah, I think he's the designated dude now for that. So, cool. That'll be what 4:30 at 4:30, 7:30. Excuse me, I'm on my time here. Yeah, look out for stuff. Just working on the brewery. It's like almost kind of there, you know. It'll save me a lot of money in the long run. I'm kind of tired of buying beer every day. So yeah, look out for reviews as well. So I have one coming out tomorrow, and I've been scheduling ahead, kind of trying to get into that motion. So other than that, I think we're good. Rontario's channel 4:30. I'll mention 420 on Wednesday as well. They're kind of like, I like 420 better though. They'll make it puff.
Huh? Who'd have thought?
But you can't puff there. No, but yeah, Rontario's channel. That's it, man. I'm saying a lot of ums. So we're gonna be out of here, but not after one more freaking sip, dudes. Dudettes. A long sip because I'm trying to find the outro.